All right, so welcome to Drone On and On. Let's see, where are we? I don't know why this isn't live yet. Where?
Isn't technology cool?
Oh, interesting. My page just didn't reload fast enough.
I just got it.
Okay. Oh, there we go. All right, so making it public so we can all share it. Public. All right, it should be shareable now, boys. We got 7 viewers already. Awesome. But about 4 of those are us, I bet. So
I showed 9.
Yeah, nice. We're getting more and more. Welcome, everybody. Aaron Cisco. What's up, dudes? Hey, everybody's already here. Trenton Atkinson. What's up, Spat? What's up, Aaron? What's up?
Man, it's like y'all were waiting for us to come on or something. That's awesome.
I know. It's wicked. We were a little late due to some technical difficulties.
What's up, Aaron, Jeremy, Trenton?
Matt and I are here with some wonderful
TJ, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Mr. Spat?
Yep, Spat. Everybody's here. So
share this around, guys.
Yeah, everybody start sharing. So we got Matty Bluntz, we got BrockleeFPV, and we got Verb FPV, all of which are guys that I will watch their videos constantly because they just got some flow. They got some epic moves. I can do maybe like a split S and like a roll and a flip here and there. I'm getting power loops because Brock's been pushing my ass to do that.
Yeah.
But he's been telling me to power loop my trailer for the longest time now. So I think I'm going to start trying to do that, at least with the whoop. But you guys have much more skills than I do, and I think you guys all generally have something in common. I know Brock wants a HD Mutiny frame, and I know both you other two have Gank frames. So
I think we all have
test group.
Exactly, and I know a lot of us are also huge Flyno fans, and we got BrockleeFPV here. So I think tonight we're going to talk generally about Gank multi-rotors, Flyno, and just what freestyle is to us, what flying is to us. Just enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
So
Go first.
Yeah, Matty, how long have you been flying?
So I believe I bought my first quad on around Christmas. I think it was going into 2018 from 2017, and I didn't really. My quad was actually the quad I bought was a pre-built. It was an Aris 220X.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Aris company, but it's
that was one of the bundles I was looking at when I first started buying my first quad too.
Yeah, it was like, it had like little Emax red bottoms on it and a run cam, and I was like, all right, sweet. I bought that, and mine actually came with like a bunk accelerometer on it, and I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't like show me the drone moving around on beta flight. So I was like so confused. It was my first quad, so I was like, I put it down for a while, and I actually built a second quad before I got that one running. I built like a frog frame, which is like a little racer frame.
That Trans-Tech frog?
Yeah, the Trans-Tech frog. I built that one and got that running that May. So May of 2018, that I first started like actually playing around with actually flying my first quad. So it was, a good 5 months into the whole thing, I was like struggling with it. And then I finally got one in the air. And it wasn't too long after that I found, through YouTube and through the communities on Facebook, I found all the pilots and stuff. And I started linking up with people and watching videos. And because I actually was into the drone, I was more like infatuated with the fact that I could like have one of these racing drones before I ever like saw a freestyle video or a racing video. I saw like DRL on TV, but that's kind of what gets you started thinking about it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was similar for me. I saw a guy racing around at a drone meet where it was mostly photography drones, and just kind of he had a little monitor next to him, and I could see what he was doing. And man, once I saw that, I was like, no, that I'm not going to get bored of that. I kept thinking photography, I'd get bored with it after a little while, you know.
Yeah.
Plus the $1,200 buy-in for a Phantom, or I don't even think the Mavic was quite out yet.
Try building a
that's insane.
giant. Try building a giant first, dude.
Yeah.
That was too.
But yeah, once I ended up with what was my first drone? It was a Walkera Rodeo 150.
Okay, I was looking at those.
I think
It wasn't bad. Came with a little remote and stuff like that for $200. You know,
Yeah.
so that wasn't terrible. But yeah, I had tried to fly that thing line of sight. That was fun. I actually wanted to resurrect it here recently. I've been thinking about it. It's like use a microcontroller or one of these AIO stacks and wedge it in there.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, you should do that. I want to see that.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, Verb, you've only been flying like a little over a year, right? I think you said you had just started.
Yeah, like almost
last spring,
I
right?
guess.
Before IO.
Yeah, like I started right before IO, so I guess like a year and a half or something.
Yeah.
I don't.
Damn.
Yeah, but you progressed quick though. I mean, you really pushed yourself and flying a ton.
So I met
Dude.
you around that time.
Yeah, I met you like maybe I've been flying like 3 or 4 months when I met you at IO.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, dude, I definitely live in Mecca, dude. So I just got lucky having rock stars all around me, and they're like, "Dude, stop breaking your stuff," and then I'd break more stuff.
Break more stuff.
Then you get a gank, and hopefully you don't break anything.
Yeah, dude, I broke a couple arms on the gank, but it took me a minute, and it surprised me because they look skinny.
Yeah,
it dealt with my abuse, dude, for real.
They're really strong from certain angles, but then again, like most skinny arms, if you land on them just right, it's gonna snap. I mean,
Word.
it happens.
Yep.
But the new Bando arms, though, I can't break one. I've tried. I'm still trying.
I need those.
I got a couple rigs that just have the thickest arms that I'm just waiting to build up, and I bought so many spare arms, but I don't think I'll need them. Like, I'm looking at these arms going, there's no way I can crash hard enough to break these. Like,
That fucking
So when I designed the Mutiny arms, they were so skinny that when I ordered the test frames for everybody, I ordered 50 spare arms because I totally thought that they were going to break that much. I still have a freaking half a box of freaking like the 25, 30 arms over here that just never ended up breaking. So I'm fortunate for that, but yeah, they're a little bit beefier now. Yeah, no, Curtis has been freaking trying to kill my frame too.
yeah, Curtis. He's been flying for about a year, he says.
Yeah.
I remember when he popped up too on all the forums and all the pages, and then he started a bunch of pages, and I think he won one of my giveaways, I think, and I sent him a toothpick frame. But yeah, Curtis is awesome. What's up, Dalton? Dalton's here too.
Hey, Dan, let me ask you a question. You got the ability to do a prize wheel from the chat and Facebook, right?
I should be able to.
No,
What we got going?
I think I want to give away a Mutiny frame tonight.
Uh-oh.
Dalton
So,
Ray Schultz, of course you're epic enough, man.
Changing lives out here.
Dude, you were on the first show, Dalton.
Yeah,
What are
you were on the
talking about,
first episode, the pilot.
I know, right?
Dude, get Dalton in here, bro.
Dalton, you want to be in? All right, we'll pop Dalton in. Let's
Give
see
that
what
dude a link, bro.
Give that dude a win.
for some reason, my YouTube says there's only 2 people watching and nobody on the chat. It's weird.
The YouTube, not many people are watching, but there's 23 on the Facebook.
Oh, on the Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, I'm seeing 20 something on the Facebook as well. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it popped.
Yeah, I just
23 for a
played
sec.
Brock, your Mutiny HD. I'm hoping he'll be here by Saturday, maybe by Monday. It depends on when he gets it out of there. I'm hoping if he ships it Wednesday, usually I'll have them by Saturday.
All right.
So, but I got a big frame order. I got a bunch of Nemesis micros coming in. I ordered they got like 30 or something Nemesis micros.
Dude, I'm so excited for
A
those.
bunch more racers. Almost had a Nemesis cut. I'm really tempted. I think my next order, I'm going to have a Nemesis cut when I send out my order.
Yeah.
Another one here.
Are you getting time for the other thing that we talked about?
Well, this week I've been recovering my computer. I didn't post
seen
about
that.
it because I was really distraught and I didn't want to freaking freak out in public on Facebook. But yeah, last Saturday, I planned on working on drone shit all weekend, and I came down here and I had a blue screen of death up, and I was like, oh shit, wouldn't reboot back. It wouldn't boot up at all. So it kept coming up. I tried to reinstall Windows on it, and it was telling me I couldn't reinstall Windows without wiping my hard drive. So I was like, okay, well, screw that. I already had an M.2 drive here that I was going to add later, so I put that in and tried to install Windows on that, and then it wouldn't boot up at all after that.
No.
So I had a Windows issue, and then I had a BIOS issue. I ended up finding out that the BIOS needed to be updated to run the M.2 drive that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So it updated the BIOS, and on the after the reboot, after it got done 100% complete, it did the reboot. I had like a 15-minute post. It shut itself off, and then that was it. It never came back up. It would sit there with the power on for hours and never post.
Yeah, I was working on mine. The only part I need left is the M2. Just waiting for that to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a 2 terabyte M2, and I installed Windows on it now. So I've got a huge page file size. I got an M.2 mounted directly to the motherboard. So everything I do should be free. Everything I'm already noticing it's a lot faster.
It should only take, 5 seconds to boot up?
Yeah, probably about 15 for everything total. But I've got fast boot disabled on my BIOS right now because I was when I was installing stuff.
Cool.
So I got to go back to the BIOS and enable fast boot. But I'm sure
yeah,
I upgraded my
slow.
processor too, so I'm kind of liking it. Now I'm wanting to buy more RAM.
Yeah, I just started out with 16 RAM, but I'm gonna get another 16 to get 32 on there.
Yeah, I've got 32 right now, and it's probably more. I mean, I've never seen it more than 80% utilized, but I'm greedy. Overkill, Captain Overkill.
Well, it's better to have it and not have it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Need it, not have it.
I do everything in a little bit of overkill. You know, my first racer I built to be more durable than light. You know, it was funny because everybody said when the Nemesis came out, it's too heavy. And I'm like, okay, well then I freaking Ricky White showed up at the flying field with the skull, and I was like, this 5-inch skull is heavier than my Mutiny. No, it's not.
The Nemesis isn't too heavy. It's heavy, but I like how heavy it is.
Well,
I
I think you've
of the
got probably about 40 grams worth of paint on there too.
I like a heavy quad, so.
Well, but the
I love
Nemesis
that frame.
was really meant to be a really super stable freestyle quad with a camera low enough to get you, some really good ground shots and proximity shots.
Yep.
And it's proved to be a freaking very durable quad. So,
What's up, Sean? I just got off the phone with you not too long ago.
What up, Sean?
oh, Sean, yeah.
Dalton,
But it's
Dalton
Bert,
said
you
he'll
said
be
you starting racing too?
Yeah.
Verb, you said you starting racing?
Yeah, I'm trying, dude. I'm pretty bad at it right now.
You got Team Lizard.
I'm not fast yet. I got Team Lizard like half an hour away. I got Cleveland Quad Squad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So everybody's constantly like, dude, come race with us, come race. And then I do it and I break my stuff. And I break less stuff when I freestyle. So
You've been playing with
eventually,
Uno
I'll
a
have
lot
this stuff.
recently.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Uno's right up there. That's freaking. He's cool as hell, dude. I love
Yeah,
him.
I love Uno.
Yeah,
Josh-
Uno's red.
My doppelganger's up there too.
Who's your doppelganger?
Eisenberg.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love Heisenberg. Heisenberg's like my big brother, dude.
Yeah, I got a picture of he and I. Like 2 years ago at I/O, people were calling me, "Damn, Eisenberg, you crashed it all." I was just like, I didn't even realize they were talking to me until I turned around. The guy's like standing right there, and he's like, "Oh," he just had like the deer in the headlights look on his face, like, "Well, you're not him," and he just kind of shut up and walked away. But it kept happening over and over and over, no matter where I was at. I guess from the back with the goggles on, he and I got the same body type and same goatee, and But it was pretty funny. I've got a picture of he and I somewhere from I/O. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, I was so bummed because Josh and Uno were supposed to come in April for the week Signo show and do some riffing, go buy some RC stuff. Then I/O was canceled. Not a good year. I'm already looking for 2021.
Yeah,
dude. 2021, I'm going ham with the whole FPV thing, bro.
So we found a special guest rolling around and lurking, so we brought him in. Dalton Ray Schultz, everybody.
What's up, Dalton?
What's up, Dalton?
What's up, Dalton?
Dalton, what's good?
Welcome.
I feel like
He made it.
what is that? What's that movie with Will Ferrell where he's the basketball manager? Is that Old School? Is that the name of the movie?
No.
No, that is not.
It was the one with Woody Harrelson as well.
Oh yeah, no. What am I thinking of? He's like, it's a super hilarious when it's old. He's got he's like a basketball, like an '80s basketball stadium owner.
White men can't jump.
That was old school Woody Harrelson.
We can't.
Is that Fear and Loathing?
Semi-pro.
The guy who plays Rorschach is in that movie, but he plays like a super hippie dude who wins like a giant check from him, and he's like, "Man, I've just been trying to cash this thing, and no bank will take it." And it's just super funny. He's just always like, "Woo!" He wins a giant check. I don't know. That's how I feel entering in this. I'm like, oh my god, I won something.
Dude, that's how I feel whenever anybody talks about me with Brock and Gank and Matty Bluntz. I'm like, dude, I'm just Josh, bro. I just love quads and keep breaking my stuff. And you guys keep liking my stuff. I don't know why.
I was totally torn tonight because I have the Josh shirt.
Oh, dude, I didn't even see that. Thank you, bro.
But I also wore the Matty Bluntz shirt yesterday or on the last episode.
Yeah, dude. Much love.
That was the intro into this episode. But yeah, I was torn today because I've flown with Matty. I've never flown with any of you others, but I've been chilling with Verb and Brock and Matt Gankman for a while now online. Matty, dude, flying with you down here was fucking awesome.
Dude, that was so much fun.
Dude, it was that little warehouse spot or the horse corral spot was great.
Yeah, that whole location is great.
Look, all right. There's me.
Sidewinder in the house. Verb for life.
Yo, what up, Sidewinder?
Me and Hardesty.
What's up, Sidewinder?
I was really bummed. I was trying to make this my third year in a row at I/O, and now I'm totally I haven't rearranged my vacation time, so I've still got that week and a half or 2 weeks off there.
Go to West Coast Throwdown.
What's that?
Go to West Coast Throwdown.
Yeah,
I thought about that. I priced it out, and it's going to cost me about $1,500 for the trip to drive out there to rent a trailer and drive back.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the van out.
Yeah, I thought about it. So I'm like, I talked my son into coming with me. So I don't know. I'm debating on it. So
Apparently, we're Curtis's idols.
Oh,
Yo, Curtis.
Dude,
Curtis, you're
Aaron,
my top 5 dopest
dude, I'd
pilots,
really
bro.
love to. I'm really tempted right now. I do need to take some vacation and get the hell away from work.
Well, Curtis is in an awesome place. And yeah, he's in Lake of the Ozarks, man. That's a great place to fly.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I have to go visit him, dude.
Ozark.
Wait,
I want to
Do
really look
anything
at
I do, by the way. Don't do anything I do.
Aaron Cisco says he's coming to West Coast Throwdown. I'll see you there, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
Hell
What
yeah.
up, Shane?
That's gonna be dope. That's enough reason to go right there.
Yeah, I talked to Dan about it, and he kind of implied that even if it's officially canceled, there may be some things going on in the area that are worth hanging around for. So without saying anything direct, so that's
Well, I know that there's a thing in Detroit or whatever. I don't know if that's not public, probably, but
What, Detroit?
yeah.
Still
I'm,
on that one, huh?
I'm only an hour from Detroit.
There's definitely something going on, and like an FPV thing going on.
yeah,
I'll be
that
back
West
in
Coast
1 second,
Throwdown,
guys.
man. I wanted to make it out there last year, but I had just gotten back from IO and had a hard time getting time off of work for IO. Well, I took 2 weeks after IO, did a week of camping on Lake Michigan, and then visited some family up in Michigan. But yeah, I had a hard time getting that time off.
Yeah, I got time off too.
I've got nothing but time off right now.
Well, we just started running training classes for our field engineers, so they've got me booked up pretty good. So I got to make sure that if I go to West Coast Throwdown, I got to put my request in here this week or next week.
Word.
So
For those of you maybe staying inside, who's gonna participate in IGAO?
IGAO. You've intrigued me. What is this?
International Game of Whoop.
I'm always.
So you don't know about IGAO? So it's
no, I've never heard of that.
No.
I'm your
Please
salesperson now. Welcome. IGAO is set up by a really cool dude, Skittles FPV, Daniel. And basically he's just got kind of like a bunch of sponsors to kind of toss into the bucket. And what it is basically it's kind of like a weekly video submission thing. There's a Facebook group and a Reddit. But all it is really is like to start out with, by the 31st of this month, you just need to post like a minute video of you flying with like a 1S 65 or 75 millimeter whoop. And yeah, like that. And you just need to film a video, and then it needs to have like, I think your name, where you live, a weird fact about you, and your FPV name. And you pretty much just like enter into these little weekly submissions, like, and it's kind of like horse. Like you basically go until you get like whoop, the word whoop, and then you're knocked out of the elimination or whatever. But it's kind of interesting. Like you just do simple tricks. Like the first week will be like, everyone do 2 front flips, in your yard, and like, you'll do 2 front flips, and then you'll have fun or something. And then I don't know, the next time it'll just be different or something like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely see about that, because I've got my Renegade tune for the 1S75s coming out soon, and it's freaking locked. So I'm
Is
gonna
emu
play.
flight like allowed in this contest?
Does it have to be a ducted whoop?
Say that again?
I haven't flown
Yeah.
all year.
So
Let me say
It's
what's up.
gotta
Troy,
be-
Troy Nakeen said, "Hey, what's up, Troy?"
What up? What up, Troy? Where?
It's got to be either a 65 millimeter ducted whoop or a 75 millimeter ducted whoop,
Okay.
and it has just a 2S limitation. So you can use, like, if you have some of those older whoops that use 2S and stuff like that, and you've upgraded them, like, you can still use those. They're still legit.
I stopped using whoop frames. I put it all on carbon. That was the thing. Like, here's like the smallest thing that I have right now, but it's definitely not a whoop.
I could send you some little ducks for that 2-inch, man.
That's that little BQE frame, isn't it, Matty?
Yeah.
Honestly,
This is a Kaiju Nano.
Okay.
So I used to have a kaiju. That's funny. So like the weird thing though is like right now there's the Beta FPV Meteor 65 is a pretty good out of the box brushless whoop for 1S. That thing's like $100 brand new. There's like an $89 eSheen one, and there's a couple of different like out of the box ones. I'm sure TJ has a couple of them on his store. But
yeah, TJ just released. I think they've got a special Beta FPV review coming out on the Buddy RC and OMP hobby.
This is the BQE frame.
Nice. Is that the pickpocket?
Nice.
This is the pickpocket, yeah.
Or
Are you painting those?
Of course he is.
Okay. I'm very colorblind, so what he's holding up looks like a fleshy like thing. So I was like, all right, I have to ask some questions here.
It's pink and yellow.
This one's pink. Yeah, most of them, the carbon's pink. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no, I'm like gnarly colorblind when it comes to colorblind.
Dude, that makes them so much easier to find in trees.
Yeah, very much.
That's why I like orange.
I can't imagine that big ass nemesis floating around, freaking just zipping by, pink blur. I haven't gotten to see that in person yet, only on pictures. So,
Matty, you just did it. What happened to your catalyst?
My what?
Didn't you have a giant Catalyst Machine Works that you painted all tie-dye and pretty, and did it crash or what?
No, I did crash it once, but it's fine.
Okay.
This is not a Catalyst though. It's a Rebel.
Oh, okay.
This is a Rebel Yeti.
Nice.
So this is my main dirty slut, but this is my Crossfire brushless tiny whoop. I think it's 21.6 grams without a lipo.
Damn.
Nice.
But these things have finally hit a point. I'm kind of like an acro snob, so I used to not even think of these things because if I can't do flippy tricks, then why am I flying it? And I hate to say that because like I know there's the whole like the tiny whoop dudes are going to eat me alive for saying that, but that's really how I felt about whoops for a really long time. But once they finally got enough power to start doing stuff around the house and even just like doing like dumb like I do split S's in my living room, and it's the fact that I can tell you that is insane.
Yeah.
So
my that's what I focused on with my little tiny whoop. Like I can still drop it into the Project Mockingbird angle, like FPV angle mix modes and all that, but for indoor stuff. But I have it set up on acro where it's just a freaking beast. Like the punch out on it can get so high, and I love the spiral dives with it just because it just handles so well now. So I've been playing acro with my little 75. So I agree with all that one.
I have a Meteor, and I love it, but it's the Sky version, and it's like my last quad that I have on my Free Sky radio. So I think I might buy the no RX version of the flight controller and rebuild it with Crossfire.
See, I can't get down on those micros. Even in the wintertime, I just go out and fly my big guys. I deal with it. I don't know. I just don't. It's not my bag. The micros.
You've seen the little tiny strip of half pipe land that I use at my house and around my house. I need those micros. George is perfect for that. He's the perfect size. He's big, he's beastly, but he's tiny enough to fit through the little gaps.
Well, that's another reason why I sent you baby George is because I don't know.
Yeah, the big ones are harder in my little backyard.
Yeah. I got tired of seeing them all not getting played with, so might as well get used by somebody.
I hear you, man, and that thing's flying great.
That's good.
What's up?
Well, Matty, you had a question you want to talk on there?
Oh yeah, there was some questions about the paint, how I do the paint jobs.
Yeah, Trenton.
So I do clear coat after, but it's quite a process actually. I do take the frame raw carbon and I rough it up with sandpaper in a bucket of water because you don't want to do that and breathe it in, obviously. The alternative is to do it next to a vacuum cleaner and have a friend help you, but I like the water method. And then I just dry it, let it dry, fan dry it or whatever. And then once it's dry, I use a primer. I like to use a silicone epoxy primer, an auto silicone epoxy primer. There's a couple different people who make them. They're kind of hard to get in a spray can, but they do make it. Alternatively, you could just buy gallons of it and put it in your own sprayer. It's kind of a bitch, but the other primer I like to use if I can't get silicone epoxy is an appliance epoxy, which is different. It's not silicone based, but the appliance epoxy doesn't really chip off either, and it withstands a lot of heat also. But it's not as good as the automotive shit. And then once I get a couple coats of that, whatever primer I'm using on there, I paint it with, you can use like, at this point you can use whatever paint you want. It's really about the primer adhering to the carbon and getting it roughed up before that. And then I use Montana Black. It's actually an acrylic-based, water-based paint. They also have a Montana Gold. It's like a graffiti paint. I really like the vivid opaque colors because you can get a lot of color without a lot of spray out of those cans, so they go a long way. I just do light coats and a couple light coats on each side, and it usually looks pretty bright. And then I do a clear coat, a couple layers of a matte clear coat, and then let the whole thing dry. Some people like to put it in the oven at that point at like 200 degrees. I don't do any heat treating to my paint. I just let it dry under a fan for a day, maybe two sometimes, and then it's ready to go.
In Texas, we just set them out in the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
500 degrees right there.
Florida, you can't do that because it's too freaking humid. It'll rust.
I am making a video about the whole process. I haven't edited it yet, but I've shot most of the content for that.
Nice.
Yeah, I do the same. Scuff up the carbon. It all starts with a good base. The primer is key. Then your finish. I use automotive clear coat.
Nice.
So I put about 3-4 coats on there. You let it you let it flash for 5 minutes, wet it down, flash it, wet it down again.
Yeah.
Then seals it right up.
Yeah.
Looks like Dalton got his FPV rig up.
Nice.
So I gotta ask, Matty and Verb, I lost my mind when I saw that video that you guys did at the Dome.
Oh, I love
what
the Dome.
What the hell is that place?
It's so
Bro,
dope.
Matty looked it up as he got there, and apparently they have so when we were looking for my quad, I went downstairs and behind the building.
Yeah,
all these giant microscopes, 10 feet around microscopes, 20 of them. And then Matty got
Riri, don't save me.
What's this supposed to do? And we looked it up, and they were studying COVID-19 right now. So we don't know what they were doing before, but
yeah, they do some sort of metal research, but there was a bunch of stuff about COVID on their website when we looked it up. So,
are they an agricultural research center, or
I think they do metallurgy.
Oh, okay.
From what it looked like.
Yo, Dalton, you're disgusting with that whoop, bro.
He's ripping it.
Killing it.
No, he runs in the house a lot.
Oh yeah, and whenever it crashes bad, he has his daughter go get it. That's kind of what I do too. I'm always just yelling at my daughter to go get it when it falls.
It's good exercise for the kids.
It is, and she loves watching it buzz by her and all that. So I like it. I've built her. Oh my God, Matty, you'll like this. I think you saw my video of it.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
The little hovercraft.
That's sick,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I made that for her a little while ago just because I had a bunch of those like broken Propel Air Nanos or whatever. And I was like, okay, she can fly this. She could roll this around. It's all TPU. Like she's been bashing it into walls. Like
It's great. I need to build one of those.
they're great. They're awesome. I built a few. I think I have another one somewhere.
Oh, I meant to ask you, what board did you use to build that Hexa Whoop?
The old SP Racing F3 Evo brushed board.
Okay, and it has 6 motors?
Yes, it's the only one that has 6 motor outputs, and it used to be the
Is it
board.
an F3?
Yeah, it's an F3, so I got to run 357 with the proper Hexa setup.
Okay.
But it's actually...
Have you flown it yet?
Yeah, I've flown it around. I need to tune it a bit because I forgot about the whole with 6 motors, you want to drop the PIDs instead of raise them for it being a micro. And I got through about a minute of flight and it started saying low battery and the motors were all hot. I was like, oh yeah. So I gotta jump in there and set it all up. I got the pod, like literally just removable and plug and play. And then it's running on an XM Plus, and there's the board there.
Cool.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's got the 6 motor outputs, and it surprisingly, it actually flies really well. Like, I was very surprised. I thought it was going to be all, like, jittery and wobbly, but no, all I had to do was drop the camera angle a little, because when you go forward, it doesn't tip nearly as much. So... It was a learning curve, but I think I'm gonna do a giveaway with it, and I don't know. I'm kind of tempted. There were a couple of people that put in a lot of work to help with this, like Ryan Kitka supplied the board and the design for the canopy itself.
Dope.
So, like, I don't know. I might just put it up for the people who supplied the parts, you know. And just be like, wanted like rock, paper, scissors. I don't know, like some sort of giveaway or appreciation. Because like, it's fun. It's fun to fly. It's a 3D printed frame. So if you crash it hard, it's going to break. But it was just sort of a prototype to play with. And it's running 75 mil normal, or the 40 millimeter props that a normal like 75 mil loop would take.
Oh.
So, and they're quite close to the duct, but they don't quite touch.
Yeah, that thing is intriguing.
You say duck?
Goose.
Oh, yeah.
So Josh is burning.
Yeah. Thanks for the rippage, dude. That was amazing.
So we're figuring out if we're gonna have it or not. We want to have it, but obviously we don't want to put people at risk. So we're in the air right now. We have a few different locations that we have the go ahead to use. So in the next week or two, we should have an announcement.
What are we talking about?
Burning River.
Burning River. What's the date on that?
What was it?
First time.
September 19th, 17th, 19th, something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed that all the big events all the events that I get to see all you guys at are freaking like just getting dumped one by one, man.
It's
Me too.
Like,
Yeah.
I it's the place I got to see all my homies once a year. You know what I'm saying? I've been there 3 years in a row. This would have been the 4th.
I got really lucky at that because the one big event that I kind of went to every year was CFL FPV, the Central Florida one. And it happened, and then literally a couple weeks after that was lockdown COVID. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, so I got really lucky. So I got to fly at a big event, but I didn't have too many rigs up. I had like my little prototype and a 5-inch and then a wing that I never flew. So
And see up here in Ohio, you got Flight Fest, you got the Ready Made RC, then you got IO. I'm like 2.5 hours from IO, 2.5 from. I was bummed because I was like, man, there's my summer right there.
Where do you live, Brock?
Toledo.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
and yeah, Flight Fest is one I've always kind of wanted to go to, man. It's so big and looks like so much fun. I would build so many foamy airplanes to bash in the carnage, man. Just so many. I have so much spare parts.
This is the Reckoning from my last Flight Fest.
Nice.
Damn.
I've got an FT Bravo sitting in the trailer just waiting for some motors and extra parts for it.
Yeah, I'm sad they don't have the speed build kit for this guy. So I gotta get the plans off of online so I can cut it out again. This thing is fun to fly.
Yeah. That's the smaller one that they made?
Yeah, Matty.
Yeah.
Is that flight test?
Yeah. My Mustang is out in my car. That one
You
stays
fly-
out there so I can stop and fly it.
You fly
That'd be
those
funny
on-
if it was in your Mustang.
No. My Mustang's in my car, the P50. Then I always have 2 quads in my car, too. I know. Someone might break in and steal them.
Dude, so I see those posts all the time about people like someone smashed my window and took my gear, and it has me paranoid. So I literally take the time to never have my gear sitting in my car. But I feel like nobody
too.
knows what that is, and they're not going to steal my gear.
Yeah, I don't do that either, especially where I live.
Yeah.
I just don't do that out of the fact that if it got stolen, I'd probably not fly ever again.
Dude,
Well, that and
if
the
my
fact that
gear
in
got stolen-
Texas, if you leave your batteries in the car, it can kind of jack them up a little bit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
bet.
Word.
I made that mistake in my trailer. I left a 6S sitting out in my trailer after the CFL FPV and closed up the trailer and then came back in and there's a nice little burn spot on the bottom of my trailer. I'm like, oh, great. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, luckily it didn't burn the whole thing up, but it was a pretty dead battery to begin with.
Hey, we call those near misses.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk freestyle and Rhino and some gang. Talk about
dude,
the gang.
Hey guys,
stuff.
so I've been working so much that I literally didn't hear the news about Flyno until like 2 days ago. So can someone fill me in on
They
what
close.
I am the final rep in here. Everyone gets a hold of me and asks me questions about flying all the time. Basically, it's the competition, the low pricing, COVID really was the last nail in the coffin because it was taking them forever and a day to get its carbon because it's either sitting in customs over there or customs over here.
It was just a battle just to break even kind of thing.
Yeah. That and the frames were, I don't know, I think they're kind of built too good. So they were lasting a long time.
Dude, my
You're not getting five
Skull
purchases
V2.
from one pilot.
Yeah, it's, I kid not here. No, I won't say.
That's all the dudes in Cleveland go to watch the club?
Let's see.
In Cleveland.
Huh?
It was all the dudes in Cleveland.
All dudes go. Just all dudes.
That's the roll cage of my V3. And it's still
Damn, dude.
perfect. No,
Nice.
Yeah, it looks good.
No jello in the camera or anything. Like I got a arm. Nothing. This thing flies perfect like the first day I built it. And it's got probably 100 crashes on there. It's only got like 2 layers of carbon left. Actually, I'm breaking some off right now. And it's still flies. And I do head-on crashes with other quads and everything. It sucked. It was actually on a team meeting. Josh, he's like, well, I'm going to start off with the bad news. I'm like, oh, geez, here we go. And he gave us the news. I'm like, my mind was blown. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, really?
Right. Like one of the coolest companies in FPV.
Oh, yeah, before I became an ambassador and then a team pilot, I could reach out to Josh and, hey, Josh, what's up? And he would get a hold of me right back. It's just like, a cool guy, and, Ryan's awesome. We still have our team chat, and, we talk, a decent amount throughout the days and stuff. It's just good peoples. The Flying Oscars community is like the best that I've been in. Like, no drama, no nothing.
Everybody loves the frames.
Well, everyone's there to help everyone,
Yeah, dude.
And hey, you got a question, or hey, you got a part. Like right now, since the shop closed, I've been handing out. I got 3 arms that I still have. I think these are B2 6-inch 5 arms. So I've been sending parts out here and there and stuff like that to help keep, the Flying Oscar frames up and stuff. But Josh, he's done right now. But
it's gonna come back, bro.
It's not a permanent thing right now. Right now, it's semi-permanent. He's thinking about retooling the company and stuff like that. So,
if he's ever up for a discussion about it, I'd love to chat, because I love those frames, man.
Yeah.
They're always just pristine.
Yeah, dude. If he decides to open back up and he needs help with anything at all, bro.
Yeah.
I'm definitely here for him.
Yeah, the designs are pretty sweet. That's the roll design got me. That's what caught my eye, was the skull. And
dude, me too.
Yet again, JR is the one that turned me on to that too.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, Brock, you need to check out Planoceros. I'm like, Planoceros?
Actually, JR said he might be able to pop on at some point after work. Let me see if he's kicking around. But yeah, anybody got any questions out there? We can take questions in the comments as well.
I don't answer questions.
Yeah, Planoceros.
I don't answer questions.
Planoceros is pretty local for me, so it was that first time I saw him was at the field, the flying field.
Yeah.
A couple guys that had the Canis and the Cerberus. A couple guys that had the the little Ursa, which is the one that I think Diatone kind of made their GT out of.
Yeah.
Very low profile, short cage and stuff like that. He had the Orion Hex, a couple other ones, and then he would. I think he had just released the Cerberus.
There's a list this long, like this long, of how many quad frames he's designed.
Yeah, I saw that little carbon fiber card that he had cut out with all the names on it. It was badass.
Now, like I'm gonna tell you, Matt, like you said, one thing you liked about Josh was he wasn't scared to try of designing stuff differently. Like the delivery truck, the rat quad. It may not be the best flying frame, the rat quad and stuff, but
Yeah.
I remember you saying
Innovative. I love the design on that, though.
he wasn't scared to try something different.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. It's like I build stuff for myself, and then if it's I think it's cool, I'll share a picture and stuff. He kind of did the same thing, right, with the Why Not frame, with just kind of doing things for himself. He'd like to do cool shit. It turned out pretty good. Sometimes they flew good, sometimes they flew like a turd, but
Yep.
They were always freaking really innovative and really great designs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the delivery truck, I was hoping it would come out because you can carry a 12-ounce can of beer or pop or whatever you want and deliver it to somebody else. But yeah, that one never made it to market. Jesse,
Did you show that video y'all made of that?
Yeah, I think I sent you that link, didn't I?
Yeah, the clip of that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But Jesse over the road trucking, he was going to get a delivery truck to have because he's a truck driver and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I hope he comes back. You know, I think he doesn't want to be defeated, so I'm sure he's probably going to come back in some shape. You know.
Some new epic frame.
Well, I'd be excited to see if he came back. I just recently learned on Facebook and everything what was going on, but you know, kind of what you were saying. You know, I think one cool thing about Josh always was, you know, there are companies that make like art projects only, and you know, and those companies are really cool, but you know, Josh was a really cool guy to blend, like, you know, a racing line and a bunch of different pieces, kind of like you were saying, like just unique, inspirational ideas and designs. And a lot of people are, like you said, kind of afraid to post those things or even sell them. And I admire him really just on like pushing through and just doing just anything that he wanted to do basically on his store.
Well, the Flyno community was really awesome for pushing him when he would just show renders of it, or you know, they were really awesome at pushing it. And then he would always sell a few of them. You know what I mean? Like the Why Nots. I've seen like 2 or 3 of those out there.
Yeah.
What was that one giant frame that he made? There was just a freaking 4 legs in a box, and the box kind of sat underneath it. I can't remember what the heck the name of that thing was.
I remember that.
I can't think of the name of that one.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean he's had some really crazy cool designs, like he turned the hot rod into the Santa sleigh for Christmas. You know, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that one was awesome, and the rat quad was by far one of my favorites. Every time I saw that, I always tickled in that special place.
But when I was looking to design that 5-inch hex, I just wanted a 5-inch hex.
Yeah.
Right. When I was looking to design that 5-inch hex, I think he was rather patient with me. There was a lot of things that I asked him to change, and a lot of tweaks and things that I wanted like I wanted a stretch hex and not just a equidistant hex, just slightly stretched, because I wanted it to be a racing hex, just like 5S, freaking, you know, just fast as hell.
He was actually, there's a Jacob Bowler actually had a prototype new racing frame that never made it out either too. He was testing that, so he was getting back into racing. I know he was kind of strayed away from racing, but I think he was getting back into it again. The other cool thing about Josh, he actually this is the Centurion, so he created a design group for the 3D printed parts. You know, let the community design the parts for the frame and stuff too. So,
and he made a lot of them free, didn't he?
All of them.
Yeah.
All the classes are free.
Yeah, that's another thing I really like to his, and I'm doing the same thing. Is all my prints are on Thingiverse. If you need them, print them yourself. You know.
I hate it when a company doesn't give you their STLs, man.
No.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Well, I mean, I hate it even more when a company doesn't create STLs and they give you a frame that has nothing out there, and you have to try to find something that'll fit it, or design something, or wait for somebody to design it, right? Or wait for brain.
There's a couple companies out there. I'm not going to name any names, but some of them will give you the whole package, and then you have to buy it from these 2 companies or whatever, and you just can't buy, or you can't make it yourself, and then I don't know. People are afraid to even recreate it because it's proprietary.
Now, one of the Flywoo frames, I had a client that wanted the what was it? I forget which Flywoo it was. It was that really crazy one with the long front end, the dead
Croc?
cat. Yeah, the
Croc?
Mr.
Yeah,
Croc.
my croc is in the river right now, or
So-
the lake actually.
I'm
So
sorry.
I looked everywhere for a camera STL for a camera mount and couldn't find it. I ended up buying.
No, good luck. Not flying.
Yeah, I ended up buying one off of Cults 3D and printing it, and it wasn't even the right mount. And I was like, "Oh, come on!" Like, asshole.
I will say, as a small time guy, like there are some lazy people out there, but sometimes there also is kind of like a medium ground that some people don't necessarily understand too, where like there is kind of like that like double-edged sword of it's nice to have the STL, but sometimes like
Yeah.
I have literally worked on something for like 20 hours and just for free and made 0 cents off of it.
But
Just
see,
'cause
that's
people wanted it.
like I'm fine with paying
Part of the
for it.
hobby.
Like if it's somebody's design, like Cohen Zimmer's for instance, I will pay for one of his designs right away. Like if he ever was like, "Hey, you've got this frame, I've got this design for you," I'd be like, "Where's your PayPal?" Like I'll take it. But there's if I'm gonna buy an STL for a camera for a Flywoo, I expect it to actually be the right mount. Like I'm not like, and especially when it's the only one available that you have to order directly from Flywoo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and they're
I love
camera
their
mount
frame.
was like $15 or something,
Yeah, and I was like, okay,
and it comes in one color.
Yeah, I paid I think like $8 or something for the Cults 3D one, like way more than the usual like $5 here, $5 there sort of thing. And it was far too long for the bolt pattern. And I was like,
I had some stuff. They gotta be careful because the Mark IV the Crocodile and Mr. Croc and the Mr. Croc DJI are not the same frame.
This was for the original Mr. Croc, not the DJI one.
Yeah,
but it was like I got it done, and I ended up finding an STL. I think it was an iFlight one that I just stretched, and it fit and it worked. So, and he liked it. Luckily, he liked low angle flying, so it was like, cool. All right.
Now, with thingy birds,
like this thing here, when I designed this little goggle pocket for the Fat Shark cases, I had people pay me $20 to ship them, print them and ship them for them. I just gave them away. If you got a printer, print them. I don't care. I really don't want it. Like 3D printing is the hard part of the project for me. It's time consuming, the cleaning, the printing and stuff like that. Like for my frames, I'm talking to a couple of 3D print guys right now to see if they'll print me sets for my frames and carry them on their website for people who don't have printers.
I will say too, though, it is kind of hard though too whenever you're printing something that functional for your own frames.
Yeah.
It's almost sometimes hard. Now, I'm not excusing any like lazy third party or first party companies that don't even provide the right print or something like that. But it is kind of risky. Like if companies just sell the prints in different colors and things like that, like sometimes in the mindset of other things, when you think of a product, you do kind of have to think about like, if I sell this thing or give people the STL, will they just let a very crappy print go through and like
show it off?
Sometimes if you think about like a pod or something for a racer where like you need the screws to be like as tolerant as possible so that when they screw down in, it stays on when it crashes. Yeah. Like there's a lot of variables too sometimes why people don't always provide the STL for things, which it's hard to just be like, it's hard to blame people and be like, oh, people are stupid, that's why we don't do it. But it's also risky sometimes when you have a frame and you don't know if somebody's self-printing something and then the next time they crash, they're going to say, oh, it's this piece of shit fucking design. And then you're like, oh, well, and you're panicking, and then you come to find out they've got like a DIY print, and it looks like it was made like, with a dude who just started printing yesterday.
That's on you, though.
That's one of the things I worry about with my the canopy that I made for my mini racer. I have to run with thin wall settings on, and I have to have it. There's a couple of spots where it's so thin that the slicer doesn't see it. Right, so I have to enable thin wall settings for single wall or single layer walls, and then I have to increase the number of walls and stuff like that just to make it come out right. So I mean, that particular one is a really challenging print, and unless I figure out how to edit it to make it a little easier. So that one right there, I would be afraid of giving to somebody without like copying my profile for it.
Yeah, I see.
And even then, I have an Ender 3, but it's a direct drive Ender 3, so it may not even work out as clean.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I worry about with the Racer Micro.
Hey Matt, you did the direct drive mod on your Ender too?
I did that too.
I love it. I've dealt with a few issues. I've burned out one motor, the drive motor.
Oh, really?
Because the arm was a bit too heavy with the version I got, so I had to strip it down a lot. But now that I've got it printing really well, it's so much better than the stock.
The version that I bought was like $30 on Amazon, and all it was a mounting bracket to relocate the previous extruder to the top.
That's the one I got.
So I got the $60 one that came with its own mounted bracket and extruder. So I had to rewire it into the motherboard.
I already had a badass extruder. So
the one that I got, the only thing you had to swap over the heater element, and you had to swap over the thermistor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did a video of my modification that I did. I just used that same kit from the Ender, and I installed it on my Creality CR10.
Nice.
So I had to order a new thermistor because I damaged my thermistor when I was removing it. Those showed up, so I'll be fixing that this weekend. But I did a little video. I haven't looked at it to see how it turned out, but it's about a 45-minute modification doing that. So I figured
how big is the build surface on the CR10?
12 by 12.
Nice.
Or 300 by 300, however you want to call it.
Nice.
And the cool part is this direct drive mod. The whole extruder assembly, the hot end assembly, everything is held on to the rail by 2 screws. So there's 2 M4 screws. You just unscrew them for M3 screws. You unscrew them from the back, and the whole thing comes off. And it's got this really cool square alignment block that it won't allow you to twist it. It just pops right in. So I'm using that to design a quick swap laser for I got a blue laser. So for the CR10S, because it's 12 by 12, I'm going to start laser engraving wood and some stuff like that, and doing some of those cutout puzzles. And the only thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a piece of glass because I don't want to shoot the laser on my build tech surface.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one.
But yeah, that's going to be one of my next fun projects is having the quick swap laser on there.
Nice. I've got a laser cutter that cuts 18 by 18. It's a little blue desktop one. Yay big.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't do much. It cuts vinyl pretty well. It does cut foam board. Brock, you said you needed a pre-cut.
Actually, yeah.
It cuts foam core. Freaking lasers, says Josh. And yeah. It really doesn't do much. I do mostly like just wood art with it and stuff.
I want quads with laser beams, man.
Lasers, man. I got tons of laser modules. Let's do this.
Dude, have you seen those those new super powered freaking flashlights that you can focus them down strong and start a damn fire?
Hold on, I got some.
Dude, that my luck would be I'd put the damn thing in my pocket and it'd be on focus and I'd accidentally turn it on and I'd burn a hole through my freaking leg. You have people walking around with lightsabers, freaking shining flashlights out in the woods, starting forest fires now.
I got a few lasers on my little rover.
Nice.
Damn.
Turn that thing sideways. Let me see that. I think I've only seen that once.
Laser tag.
Yeah,
Why?
pretty badass.
That's
This
crazy.
thing's pretty solid. It's pretty hardcore.
That's amazing.
It's like
It runs 3S.
the bottom half of Johnny Five.
Yeah, and it's a Raspberry Pi running. It's got a IR distance sensor. It's got a laser rangefinder, and it's got ultrasonic obstacle avoidance.
That's
Nice.
That's
and an
amazing.
IR night vision camera.
You need to double. You need to double the size of that, Dan.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I got some robot arms. Hey, speaking of 3D printing, have any of you done anything with or heard of the InMove project?
No.
So it's done by I'm gonna butcher his name. Jael is some French designer, and I've been working on one. I kind of want to show it off. So I'm gonna.
Let's see it.
It's a fully 3D printed animatronic Arduino humanoid robot.
What?
Yeah.
You building yourself a friend?
What the fuck?
So
Dude, that's like that Will Smith movie.
iServos, everything runs
That's pretty
on
bad.
Arduino and Xbox Connect sensor for motion. It's got camera eyes. It's got, dude, this thing's gonna be wicked, and the servos for it gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we've got a guy around here, Brooks Coleman. He lives in Kingsland, which is a little 40 minutes away from us. Dalton and I talk to him every now and again, but he comes up with some really crazy stuff. He's part of this. It's called the Robot Group. It's a nonprofit robotics engineering kind of place in town. I really wish I had more time to do stuff with him, but I did Maker Faire with them. Dalton and I both did Maker Faire with him year before last. Last year they didn't have it.
I think he's actually been on the InMove forums for a little while. Him and Frank Gordon. Frank's an awesome guy. I talked to him, and I think he's now on number 2 of his like fully animatronic robot. And his first one, I think, is named Sebastian. And it talked. Oh my God! I want to find a video now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brooks would be a very interesting person to have on this show.
I think I may have talked to him. So yeah, let's get in touch with him. Hold on.
Yeah, his dad was a NASA engineer. I know he's got crappy internet out where he is, so we'll have to schedule it. We'll have to do some testing with him and stuff. But yeah, we'll talk. I'll talk to him. That'd be cool. He'd be a cool guy to have on here.
Hold on. So I probably can't do much with this video for to not get booted off YouTube, but whatever. I'm going to. So give me a minute. No, I want to share. I'm trying to share this.
No Illuminati gang signs over there, Dalton. We'll have none of that.
It's a sad day. Got my shipment notification.
Were you trying to get up, Dan?
This one.
Okay. Here we go.
This is the InMove robot. Fully 3D printed every single part, and its joints are all screw joints and servos. The servos are giant. This is the next servo. It's massive. Like, I've got big hands, and this thing takes up most of it. I think it's a 52 kilogram servo or something.
Oh wow!
Yeah, full metal analog too, so it's got a little more torque.
Oh, it's analog.
Little less refresh rate, but a little more torque.
It's everything down to the hips.
Yeah, and they designed legs, but the servos needed are like $300, so they're pretty insane. And he's got walking ones, but this was released I'd say about 3 3, maybe 5 actually. I think 2015 he actually released these. But I've got all the files for, and I've been steadily printing piece by piece by piece. And dude, they're wicked, and they're fully functional. He uses an Xbox Kinect sensor and voice activation, a bunch of Arduino and Neuro boards, a couple Raspberry Pis. There's cameras and optical sensors in the eyes themselves. It's wicked.
Yeah.
That's pretty
This
sweet.
is how the end comes, is we all print these things and they fucking kill us.
Right? Yeah. I have kind of mixed feelings about that, right? You've seen all the future movies, iRobot.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I'm wanting a world where I can teach my daughter STEM and I can teach her about robots. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to teach her robotics, I better start building a damn robot. Like there's no better way to figure out that side of it at a younger age than to actually be helping your dad build a robot.
Yeah.
I made sure I build one.
When I was a kid, my parents bought me this little thing. It's called the Armatron. It had 2 little joysticks, and they went, forward, backward, side to side, and then they turned for rotating. So they had this little robot that you would practice picking up little balls and cups and things like that. So it was really cool. My dad, we also got I think it was out of divorce guilt, but my mom conned my dad into getting a computer.
Yeah,
for her for school and for other things. And it was an old Atari computer that had a cassette tape drive, literal audio cassette tape drive.
Yeah,
and a 2400 baud dial-up modem where you had to put the phone receiver actually onto.
I've seen that shit.
Oh yeah, I'm old. I lived it.
So Josh says
Dinosaur.
the future is now. His mind is blown. Well, I've been sort of secretly working on that for a little while now. I've got down to about the shoulders, and I've got one side of the chest plate built. I need to do the other side and the logo and all that stuff. But it's getting the servos that is apparently the difficult part.
I'm sure.
I've got a bunch of Arduino boards, but I just need the servos and the motor hats for the Arduinos and stuff.
Just promise me one thing, Dan. You will never give it AI, because once the AI goes live and it starts learning and it gains function,
I'm not going to give it AI, but I might teach it to fly.
I was gonna say it's always where AI realizes we're a stain on the planet and it starts trying to wipe us out. So,
Dude,
fly FPV.
yeah, Matty, would you go out flying with a pink and purple robot?
Yes.
Yes, I thought you might. I thought that would be a color scheme to your liking.
And if you put AI in there, I get T900 come from the future to stop you.
dude,
I would just properly write the code to actually not harm humans.
Hey, if I can get a robot to carry my backpack and charge my goggle, power my goggles at the same time. If he's got a power switch for my goggles, I might think about it.
Have you guys seen the new X Flip?
No.
Oh my God! So Stu from UAV Futures just put out a review on them, and they've got these chromed mirrored front plates, and they've apparently got quadversity, but it seems to just be 2 modules jammed into a pair of goggles. And I'm like, okay, they're supposed to be pretty good, but
I think I saw a snapshot of that or something. I thought it was a joke, like somebody made him up for Halloween to look like Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
I thought somebody chromed out a set of orcas or something like that. So, who all's? What are you guys flying these days?
Micros.
Everything.
Micros. No, I actually recently got. I think for the first time in 2 years, I flew a 5-inch. My friend graciously sent me something that he doesn't use anymore. I got an Oblivion.
Oh, nice.
What is it?
The Oblivion.
Okay.
I had one before, but I sold it to build somebody a micro, and then just like a timeless Christmas story, the person that I sold my Oblivion to buy a micro and build it for, once I mailed it off, he sent me his Oblivion. So I ended up right back where I started. So it was kind of perfect.
That's cool.
Dope.
I love that pay it forward aspect of everything with everybody.
I'm still ripping my Skull V3. Grass stained as hell.
Hey, Dan, pick a spot when you notice there's a decent amount of people here to do a giveaway.
We're at 8 right now.
Yeah, we're at 8. We've been steadily dropping,
we probably
but we
should have done
were
it a little
at
bit earlier, huh?
5.
Yeah.
Here's my nemesis.
We were.
That just means more people, or less people to more chances for everybody to win. How's that?
Exactly. Now we're at 11. All right, guys. If you're watching this right now, start sharing it. Get people in here. Let's see if we can get it up to. If we get up to 30 viewers at any given point in time, we'll start.
Show your nemesis time. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Ooh.
I was like, man, that guy has...
Are we
Manny
whipping out our gang?
Than I did. I just printed some.
Are we putting our gangs on the table now?
Yep.
All
I
right.
was like, man.
My gank is still in Canada.
All right, you guys. Hey, guys that are tuning in, share this out. When we get to 20 viewers again, we're gonna give away a gank mutiny.
We're at 10.
Share
we were at 8, so that's a step up.
We're gonna give away a gank multi-rotors mutiny.
Gank multi-rotors mutiny up for grabs. Get people in here. Share.
Actually, I'll make it a bando version. That one had the skinny arms. I'll make it the thicker arm version for whoever gets it.
I just put the 2507s on here.
There's my water quad.
Nice.
Ooh, I got one of those. I got a water quad. It also has foldy props.
How do you like the foldy props, man?
I like them.
I don't mind them. Yeah, I like them.
Do you notice any delay when you're flipping, when you go from full throttle to nothing and then back to throttle? Do you notice any delay with them snapping out at all?
My rates are low 600s. So
wow. I've found that they get a little bit stiff after a few packs. They're really nice and loose the first time you build them. But they actually had a post about lube that you could put on them. I haven't done it.
You talking about KY?
Hey, Verb's back. What's up, Verb?
Yeah.
It's now just called Dal Y.
It's like some
dry
ceramic
graphite
based.
lube?
Yeah, it's ceramic based or something. But like and I like stopped paying attention to that. I'm not gonna lube up my Foley props every time I get them out. I'll swap them if they get seized up. But I have found that they're really nice for the first couple packs, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. As soon as you bang them up on a tree, they definitely give you jello from hell. But
yeah,
that first pack or two.
Is it really hard to pop a new piece of a prop back in there?
No,
separate.
No.
It sounds awesome when they start up too. It's like it makes an awesome sound.
Oh, we were at 13. Now we're at 11.
How'd that go again, Matty? Was it?
No, it's like it's like.
I should fire it up in here.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We don't want to be that web show. Hey, y'all see that web show where dude sliced his face up?
Right?
No, that's not us.
Props on the bench, dude.
That's gonna be us.
No. Please no.
Matt, I need the one.
Yes, I told. I mentioned earlier in the show that the order has been placed. I'm waiting. Hopefully Saturday. So if I get them Saturday, I will bring yours over to your house.
The Nemesis?
I can't do that Saturday. I apologize. I'm going to drive up to Dallas for a multi-GP regional qualifier.
We just had ours here in Pittsburgh. I went through it.
13.
This will be the first one in Texas this year, which is surprising because we've got We've got 2 chapters in Dallas. We've got 1 chapter in Houston, or 1 chapter here in Austin, 1 chapter in San Antonio, 1 chapter in Temple, and I think at least one chapter down in Houston. So we've got plenty of chapters to run it. We just haven't had a chance to with all the social distancing stuff. And the guys up in Dallas actually set it up that you have to apply early enough. They're going to give you a time to stop by, and you're going to get a window. And within that window, you have to run all of your you're going to set up your table, of course, distancing away from people. You're going to have to wear your mask and all that stuff. But they're going to set people up to show up during a window, and during that window, you have to get all your practice laps in, and then you've got I'm waiting on the information. I can't remember how many laps that they said, how many chances you had to try, but I'm sure they're going to set it at a set number of heats per person. So, but I'm going to drive up there just because I haven't been doing an actual race yet this year.
Yeah, dude, get it.
So yeah, I'm slow as shit, but I've been picking up a little bit of speed, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know if you can see behind me. I've got Velocidrone on the screen, on the big screen. I was practicing a little bit earlier. I'm gonna practice again later. Nice. And then I got the new racer. I'm going to be building 2 more of these. At least one more of these. I've got two flying ones, and I've got one that I got to replace the ESC in. But yeah, so I'll go up there with 3. So hopefully I'll make it through.
Hell yeah! Good luck, bro.
Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm still, like I said, I'm still really debating on going to WCT, man. That would be.
Dude, you should come. Please.
It would be a cool road trip. I was thinking about. On the way there, the routes that it showed me was like one goes up through Utah and that way, and I'm like, The other one goes down through California, and there's a 3-hour addition to the route that we can take Pacific Coast Highway up. So I thought it'd take me and my son and my dog chill by Pacific Coast Highway and see if I can get a little video off some of the cliffs and stuff.
Yeah, PCH is awesome.
PCH all day, dude.
Yeah, I've only ever been to California, to San Jose, San Diego once, and then San Francisco once, but I never really got out and around because every time I go, I was working. So it was to work, back to the hotel, to work, back to the hotel. So, but yeah, it'd be cool to drive up along the coast.
Joaquin cannot go simply because he's too young to rent a car, and an adult can't come.
Don't
worry, I'm can't go to a WCT either.
Hey Joaquin, if my son doesn't want to go, do you want to go? I'll take a second person along with me.
Hey.
I'm a bad influence. I don't know if your parents would approve of that though. Hey, I'll see you Saturday.
Hey, we're at 15. I don't think
we're at 15. We need 5 more people in here, guys. Come on.
30. How about we aim for 20?
We need 5 more people on the chair again, dude.
Yeah, if we get drop. I gotta stop watching the numbers. Every time I do, they go down.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, now we're down to 13. I'm gonna stop watching.
You're jinxing it, man. Oh,
it's because when you're watching the screen, you're not talking, so you're just looking. It's just like 5 dudes looking at the screen. What are they doing?
That's true.
I gotta stop watching the numbers. Every time I do, they go down.
This is the bot AFX.
I know.
The banger.
The banger FX. Is that what that is?
Yeah, the bot banger. So this has been my go-to. I fly this just as much, if not more, than the Skull V2. I have actually managed to break the arm on this thing twice, even though it is 6 millimeters. But I have been flying the hell out of it, and in some really serious bando locations. But actually, I don't know if I just roughed them up in the bandos, and I actually broke them in the field. But every time I actually broke the arm, it was in the cemetery that I always fly in. Probably because that's where I fly most often. But it was on either trees or
marble.
Marble or
marble.
But I love the frame. It's been my go-to. I really like how slammed, and I like how the thickness of all the shit in it. been great to me.
Now,
That's 20 mil deck, Matty?
In the back, it's 20. Yeah.
Okay.
now, does the arm break in the same spot?
Well, you know what? I actually I think it was user error because I had this Immortal T mount under these arm mounts, and it was actually soft mounting a little bit of my arm brace. So I think I was getting too much flex in the arms during a really crazy crash. I couldn't flex it at all when I had built it, so I didn't know it was doing that. But until I switched the location of this Immortal T, it hasn't broke after that. So I think it was actually my fault.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but they both kind of just split laterally. They didn't like crack anywhere. They just kind of got it.
All right, we're dropping again, Dan. Whenever you want to do that, we're okay.
Yeah, we're not being the most enthralling human beings right now, I guess.
I'm getting tired. I've been up since 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna last that much longer either, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll give it away now because Trenton Atkinson and Aaron have both shared it in pretty much everything. Trenton Atkinson has shared it 16 times.
Holy
yeah,
Aaron,
I did see
Aaron
that.
has shared it 13 times.
Do better, Aaron.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, you guys. Hey, we're up to 14 again. Look.
Yeah, so I think if all else fails and we don't get to our viewership number, then I think whoever shared it the most might.
There we go.
Matt, just give away half the frame.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
I only had 2 hats made. I've got one for my personal hat and one I gave to my friend Hootie, who is now in Canada. So yeah, I only had the 2 made, unfortunately. I'll probably get some more made. They were actually kind of pricey just because it was one-offs.
Yeah.
So they're
yeah, that happened.
That cost me $8 now because I paid for the file.
Damn.
So anytime I want that, it's only $8.
I need a Brock hat, dude.
Who?
I do.
I'll see you in a bit. I told you. I
You
want
gotta
to go.
fly, bro.
I
I got a
want to
fucking N95 mask. I'll come fly, bro.
Come on. It's
Oh,
only
we're at 17. We're getting 18. Shit.
Holy shit!
19.
You're there. Just sell it.
Yeah.
Send it.
Do it. All right. Let's see. What are we trying to do here?
Give that shit away.
Oh,
How you gonna do this?
not anymore. I don't.
Oh, I'm trying to figure.
Guns.
Random chat. You giving away a mutiny?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Fiver?
5/5.5. Yeah. So I changed up last year I had the 5 inches of standard, and I felt that the 5.5
Oh,
flew
that
a
little
lot
bastard. Yes.
The 5.5 has a lot cleaner air on both 5.5 and 5 inch, so I
That's
kind of
what I
made
want
that
to
the
see.
standard.
More of that, please.
Oh,
But I do have a
says
6
we hit
inch and a
20.
7 inch coming as well for big boys.
Fuck yeah.
I've got 20 viewers now, according to Mr. Spat.
Do it.
What do you want to have them post up a number, their name, what? What are you looking for?
However you want to do it. Can you do it just by whoever's in the chat? Or
Yeah,
whoever's
but so post up if you're in the chat. Just say here, and I'll put your name in.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Hey, we got 100 messages today with Restream. Woo.
Yep.
That's awesome.
All right. Let's see.
It's all those funny faces Dalton's making.
Well, we know Jeremy Spat's in here. So Aaron Cisco, Mr. Spat.
Aaron's on that potato time.
Potato time.
Oh, 21. Look at us. Look at us go.
Dude,
Oh,
Hey,
we're
guys,
killing it.
if you guys are in the chat right now, say you're here and you get entered to win a mutiny.
Dude, there's more people in here than a Trump rally.
I'm gonna
Great quad straight again.
I
Okay.
can't breathe. That's it. I'm done.
Okay, come on now. All right.
So Shane Duger, Jeremy Spat, Trenton Atkinson. All right, gotta put Shane on here.
Who else?
Shane.
All y'all live people. I show 13 people live.
I'm gonna do a dab for good luck.
I think I might be one of the 13 people. Let me close this window.
Oh yeah, I might be too. Huh? Yeah, don't include me.
Well, if we all watch it, it'll get back up to 21.
Yeah, right.
I'm doing what he's doing.
Waiting the numbers.
Brandon's here. Awesome. What's up, buddy? How you
All
doing?
right, Brandon.
I'm giving you Nux from the other dimension, my dude.
We'll grab another quad.
Yeah.
Or waiting.
Got Brandon here. Anybody else watching? Post up. Frames up for grabs.
Oh, yeah. Put your name in. Yeah, say here in the comments if you guys want a free chance of winning a free frame.
Aaron said he'll take Josh and Matt's spots if he wants.
Yeah, I donate my spot to Aaron, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna give away a Mutiny 5-inch with a full 3D print set. That doesn't have to be blue, but hey, I've already got blue ready. If you get
Maddie, what you got there?
This is a Megabat 7.
Ooh.
That's nasty.
That is pretty. All right, are we good? We've got 5 people in it at least.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, if people aren't going to comment, then that's cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to share the screen, and it's going to be go time soon. So you better post up if you're watching.
Matty, is that a standard size, whoop size canopy on that?
This is this is like, one of the Racer X frames, so it's the same canopy they have on all of their shit.
Oh, okay.
It is a twig canopy, which is a little bit bigger. It fits around the whole all-in-one. Yeah, so it fits over the all-in-one. It's a little bit bigger than an all-in-one, but
Who's gonna win?
All right, let's do this.
Who's the winner?
Win?
Let's see. All right, are we ready for the spin?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and you can minimize my screen if it makes it bigger.
Just Dan, click on the wheel.
Aaron Cisco.
Oh, nice. Good job, Aaron.
Nice. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Send me a message. I'll get your address from you, and I'll get you hooked up.
Oh, yeah. Nice work,
Nice.
Aaron Cisco.
I've got Aaron.
Congratulations. Goes out to you, buddy.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, we gave away a gang. That's weird.
Drop it off to him when you go to West Coast.
Yeah. Aaron's super stoked right now because I just yesterday he received that little 2-inch that I built for him on the live stream with
Did you get it yesterday?
yeah. So
Nice.
he's been setting that up to bind and go. So yeah. Welcome to the gang fam, homie.
Yes, dude. I'll send you. I'm gonna send you the gank bando with a bando or gank with bando arms and full set of prints for you. I'll send you one. I'll send you one extra arm just in case you do happen to break one. You'll have a spare.
Oh, yeah.
So hey,
Wicked. All right,
I'm
guys.
gonna give
Well,
away free stuff.
yeah, thank
Yeah, and
you
I
all
got
for joining me.
my birthday's coming up next Monday, so I'm probably going to be doing a couple more frame giveaways because that'll be after
Happy
my show.
birthday.
So
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna be a freaking old bastard. But
You're turning, what, 17?
yeah, 17. Yeah, add about 31. Add about 31 to that, and
Not a. Not
Yeah, we don't do math in here.
A Swedish 22, like.
Barely legal.
so yeah, last year for my birthday, I think I gave away 4 frames or 5 frames or something like that.
Fuck yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember that giveaway. Didn't you do
yeah,
it?
this year-
Birthday one I won. I got the ghost.
yeah, that's where you got the Mode 2 Ghost from.
Yeah.
So I gave away two spare frames, two brand new spare 2 frames. two brand new spare frames that I had laying around here, and then I gave away 3 gank frames. I think Mike Thomas got one. I think I want to say Scott Smith maybe got one. I can't remember who the 3 guys were. It was a little over a year ago, or almost a year ago. But yeah, so this year I'm going to give away probably 1 fully built Flyno quad from my wall. I'm going to give away 1 Mutiny, and then I'm probably going to give away at least 1 Racer and 1 Nemesis Micro.
Wow.
So at least
I want that
free.
Nemesis Micro.
Dude, they're so
I ordered extra, Matty. I'll send you a message when they come in.
Yeah, and Matty, did you see that he sent me a Racer?
I know, I love that thing.
Dude, this thing flies so awesome.
Look at that
It
little
looks
Nemesis.
so great. I like
Dude,
everything
I
you've done
love
to
it.
it.
And it's
And I
so
did
light,
great.
like so light.
Yeah, this one here, fully built with the battery, was 147 grams with a 650 G&B 3
yeah.
cell.
Man, the little 4S 450 milliamp full sends are spectacular. This
So
thing,
yeah, so
Yeah,
I promised Dan when I got my new frames in, and I was gonna rebuild, because I made the Nemesis Micro just a little bit longer and fixed a couple of problems with it. So I was gonna rebuild it, but I promised him that I would plug 4S batteries into that and take it for a ride. With
Yeah,
my
it's- dude,
6,500 kV battery motors. So
these are the this is the 3-inch, so they're 3600 kV. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. This is a 450 milliamp 4S, and I got a good 3.5-4 minutes of flight, man. It was so smooth, so much power, and it just I love it. I love it.
where did the racer go?
So fun to rip around,
It looks amazing.
and it's fast. Oh,
Rocket.
fast.
I lost the micro racer I had. It got swallowed by my desk. Oh, here it is. It's facing away from me. This one here was like 139 grams with that same 653S battery, and
That's
I flew
dope.
for like
Yeah.
I flew for like 4.5 minutes. I was at the track, and we had or at the flying field, and Mike Clino and I had a little racetrack set up, so I was flying it through the track. And man, it was like 6 laps, 7 laps. I'm like, holy crap. Just going and going and going. Finally it came down, but man, that sucker's fast for what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got 1106 motors on it, which aren't anything very huge.
Yeah.
1106, 6,000 kV. It's just light and goes. So
Yeah.
much fun.
So Josh says, "Love you guys. Thanks for having me, Dan. Gotta kick the kiddo off the game and head to bed."
All right, Bird, peace out, bud.
Yeah, I think we gotta wrap it up because we've done like
Yeah,
an
I gotta
hour and
get going.
45 minutes again. So Matty Bluntz and Brock, thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
We gotta find a way to get Josh Ingram on here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We will.
I know. All right, boys. Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Aaron Cisco, congrats on the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Aaron.
send me a message, Aaron. I'll get it out to you.
Oh, Aaron will send you a message right away.
I'm sure.
I bet he already has, actually.
I'm surprised I don't have one yet, but
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Take care.
all right, guys.